I understand that a lot of pain that people deal with, especially this time of year when it comes to be about summertime, is having a good summer body. Something a lot of people talk about, something a lot of people work towards. But if you're not hitting the gym, if you're not eating right, like you're nowhere near even being in shape before summer. But lucky for you, it's not too late for you. And I'm gonna be completely honest, it's not too late. Even into April, you still have time. So that's the good news. The bad news is you're gonna have to pay attention to how exactly you can do it. The reason I'm qualified to make this video is that I've been fat, I've been skinny. I'm not gonna get into my journey. You guys can see that all over my YouTube, but I'm pretty good at manipulating my body. And if I had to start over today and get shredded before the summer, I'd absolutely be able to do it. And I'm going to break that down for you today. And I've been thinking about exactly how I would do it. A, because I'm crazy, bro. That's the stuff I think about, man. This is my life. And B, it'd be a cool video for you guys that you could definitely get a lot of value out of. So no BS, no crazy intros. We're going to get right into it right now. I suggest you take notes, or at least do something to where you're going to remember this. Because if you don't take notes, you're going to forget. I learned that the hard way. So let me start this off with a little visual representation. This might be you. Skinny, nope. It's kind of lame looking, normal looking, stick figure. You like a stick figure. You look normal, you look plain. This could be summer you, okay? That's probably why you clicked on this video, huh? No, but in all seriousness, the first thing you have to do is you have to ask yourself, why? Why do you want to get in shape? And that sounds like a generic question, but it does not require a generic answer. It requires a specific answer. You got to probably write this down. If I ask you why you want to get in shape, don't give me a symptom, right? I need pain. So do not say like, oh, because I want girls to look at me. Don't say that. Oh, because it's healthier. No. Do not say that, because like everybody wants that, and your brain already knows you want that, and you haven't got in that amazing shape yet. So you need to actually deep root yourself, deep root your own thoughts, which takes like time within your own mind, if you have the ability to do that, and like actually write out your pains. So for example, why do you want to get in shape? Why did I want to get in shape? Sure, yeah, I wanted girls to look at me, and I wanted the same things you want. I want to be healthy, but you have to look at the pains. What do the pains look like? An example of pain is every time I walk into a room, I pull my shirt like that because my man titties are, bulging out of the shirt. Okay, that's pain, bro. You feel embarrassed. Embarrassment. Okay, what else? Every time I walk up to a girl, I can't even look her in the eyes because she's literally glancing up and down at my man titties that are popping out of my shirt because I'm so fat. Yeah, like that's pain. You understand? That's pain. You feel embarrassed, or you feel hopeless, like you don't have the drive. And it's very important to understand your own deep pain. I cannot do that here for you, but I just gave you the resources necessary to figure that out yourself. So think about that. Think about that deeply. That might take days. You don't think about that once and then stop. You completely develop that over time, which is what I do. Why do I make YouTube videos? Because I ain't got no damn money, or I didn't have any damn money, and I want to have the ability to use my potential. Because every time I meet somebody, they're like, wow, you should be like a motivational speaker or fitness trainer, like you should. And I'm like, damn, bro, if God didn't come down here and tell me himself, I wouldn't believe him anymore. Like, you're right, man. So that's why I do this. That was my pain. And I used to have lifting pain when I, first started hitting the gym. But why is it important? Still a part of the why out there. Why is it important to build that pain? Very simple. It almost took up my entire whiteboard, but philosophy, the thinking phase. Philosophy. Your philosophy needs to be uniquely yours so you can actually stick to it and build an identity. Okay, don't take me being funny today for weakness. I'm in a good mood, all right? But this is real stuff, and you actually really do got to pay attention. Philosophy. Your philosophy is important in the gym. You have to ask yourself, you have the pains. Why do you feel these pains? Why do you think the way you do? That's what the study of philosophy is. What's your philosophy in lifting? What's your philosophy in anything, right? If you can understand that, you will have much more of an internal drive, what some people like to say is motivation, right, to actually go to the gym. You know, you get those kick starts of motivation. Maybe you bought a gym membership in the past. Maybe you've actually been lifting for a little while. Maybe you've been in the gym for a couple of years and you're just not seeing the progress. You know, that's because you have a lack of philosophy, a lack of where you want to go, a vision, you know. You have to have your eyes on the prize, but your eyes also on the road ahead at the same time. And the way you do that is you align the two. So if your road is pointing down here, you know, your road is pointing that way, but the prize, you know, is all the way up here, right? They're not aligned. So if you keep your eye on the prize, you're not even going to be following down your own unique path. You understand? So what your philosophy is it actually aligns that road with the prize you want to get to, so you can go from here, little skinny stick figure or man titty dude, to, you know, buff jacked, you know, I just drew a prize, but like, you know, the prize, right? And the reason you have to have your eyes on the prize and the road at the same time is because it's important to focus on both at all times. Here's why. If you have your eyes just on the prize, right, but you can't see the road ahead, what happens if there's a pothole and you don't see it? You're gonna, you know, twist your ankle. You're gonna fall over, and you're gonna end up all the way back because, you know, you gotta lay there and let your freaking sprained ankle heal. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all metaphoric, right? This is parables, but you understand what I'm saying. Or if your eyes are only on the road and you're not looking at the prize, you could have been going, you know, up here, and you didn't know that your philosophy was aligned yet. You guys see what I'm saying? Because once you have this philosophy, once you manage to put all of this together and you really understand your pain and you understand why you feel this pain, then you can, you know, come up with a solution. So for example, if your pain is that, you know, you feel unconfident when you're talking to women and you feel that way because when you were younger, you got heartbroken and embarrassed in front of the whole school, and then some Chad like freaking what do they call him? Jock, like, came and beat you up in front of everybody, and it was like the worst day of your life, you know, whatever it was. Like, that's your philosophy. So now you have the solution. You want to get so big, you want to get the biggest, you know, widest shoulders and the biggest biceps ever. You want to look like me, right? Like, so that never happens again. So you could walk up to a woman with confidence and be like, hey, my name is this and that, you know, good to meet you. And you don't have to worry about being fat or being super skinny and like being so caught up in your own mind. So you have to understand, fitness is, this is a good example, but is the gateway to all of these things. It's the gateway, right? You start out with fitness, or you start out with improving your confidence in your mindset, which fitness and mindset are like this. They are like this. They are one and the same. They are married. They are one flesh, right? Once you start to work on that, your entire life just begins to flourish, right? So that only happens, though, if you understand why you're doing it in the first place. Your philosophy is very important, especially if we're working in a timely manner. You know, obviously you clicked on this video because, you know, you wanted the good news that it ain't too late. But you have to understand your philosophy first, or you're going to fall off. You know, we're at the time now, you know, we're getting closer and closer to summer. If you're watching this in the future, whenever, you know, this same logic applies, right? Like, you want to get in shape as quick as you can anyways. So we have little time to waste is basically what I'm trying to say right now. But that's not all. There's one more thing you guys have to understand. And this is what's really going to separate, you know, today, you watching this video and this video in general, from just another YouTube video that kind of gets you on the right path versus the thing that actually, like, changes your life. You know, because I've been there, right? And I understand. I'm trying to convey to you guys, like, if I had this video, I would have started a lot sooner, right? Because this is the stuff that I needed to understand that took me years on my own, because I had no mentor. I had no Coach Tanner. You know, I had no CEO. So this shift is really what I'm about to write now is really going to put it in the latter category. That's really gonna help you guys out. Passion. I just wrote this on the board, and you might be saying, Tanner, passion. Okay, what the hell? Why is passion written on the board right now? Passion is a necessity. It's a necessity for getting consistent at anything quickly, right? You can do something for a month or two or three consistently while you hate it. But if you want to actually change your life, change your identity, you have to build some sort of passion. The good news is for you, if you're saying, I already know what you're saying. Oh, but this doesn't apply to me. You know, I'm not, like, I'm not going to love lifting. I just got to start doing it. BS. That's BS, man. I started lifting in this very basement with some whack, crappy Facebook Marketplace weights, bro, with no mindset, no drive. The only drive was just to get some big arms. That's really all I wanted at first. But I built the passion over time to where I love it. And I love it enough, and I'm passionate enough to be able to teach it and make this my career, as well as something I do every single day. Haven't missed a workout in 3 years. You would know that if you watch my other videos, okay? But you have to build a passion. Okay, Tanner, I get it. All right, fine. I got to build a passion. How do I build a passion? I have the system for building a passion. So glad you asked. I got the system right here. You ready? Real simple. Well, it's actually not real simple, but I'm going to make it simple because I'm like that, all right? If you want to build a passion, you have to want it bad. You got to want it bad. You have to want it bad enough, okay? And lucky for you guys, I created the bad method for building passion. And this is some Illuminati stuff that I came up with. So we're going to put a little I in the middle of this stuff here. Yeah, boom, boom. Usually the I's not there, but you know, that's how I'm feeling today. So that's what's going to be there. Okay, the bad method. What's the bad method? How does it work? I'm going to keep this brief because I've explained this in detail in other videos, but you probably haven't seen those. All right, the bad method. It's a triangle because there's 3 sides to it. A trinity, so to speak. Praise Jesus. Okay, the bad triangle consists of 3 things to build a passion: belief, action, and drive. Okay, luckily for you today in this video, we've already figured out the drive, which is the most complicated one, because like it's kind of hard to get that drive, that dog every single day. Belief is the idea that you know for a fact, you have full conviction that you already have something. It takes time out of the question, and it's basically the gift you can give to yourself. Okay, boom, I already have this. It's just a matter of time passing, okay? That's belief. That's what true belief is. You have to see yourself. So if you have big man titties, you have to see yourself with nice, chest muscles, instead. You have to actually envision that. Like, sit back, meditate on it, and envision it. No manifesting foo-foo BS. Like, actually be able to see it, right? Your action, that's simple. That's the things you do day in, day out. The exact steps required to take to actually get to a goal. That's the action. If you can combine those two, I'm not going to get into all the dualities because this is actually a really complex method that goes deep, and it's sauce. I got a full video on it. But belief and action actually create discipline. Pretty cool, right? And belief and drive and action create things too. But like I said, I'm keeping that behind my other videos. Go check them out. They're all free, by the way. I'm not charging you nothing. Okay? So belief. You have to believe it's going to happen like you already have it. Action. You have to take actions every single day like you have the exact drive to know exactly what you want to do. You have to become the man necessary to have the shape, right? And then drive. Drive is the dog. Drive is the dog inside you that says, I do not care how I feel today. I am going to do it no matter what. Day in, day out. No skipping. No BS, no cheat days, no cheat workouts, no half lifts, no half measures. You go every single day. And that's how you get into this, I'm not going to say the word again, but this territory where you're kind of just like above everybody else. And everybody else might start with you. You and your buddies might start on the same day, but you get here and they're like, yo, bro, what are you doing? This is what you got. This is your ticket out, if you will. So fellas, if you really want to get shredded before summer, you will apply this. At the end of this video, you guys probably have a pretty good grasp of who I am, how I operate. Guys, I post every single day. I don't miss, right? Because, this is living proof. My YouTube channel is living proof of this. I do not miss. I post every single day, no matter what. My Instagram, I post every single day, no matter what. You guys see how I'm living. My goal is to become the most insane. I'm doing dips on the chair right now. Let's get it. The most insane fitness coach who gets the most insane quick transformations to build a community that not only gets in shape, but loves the process while they're doing it. I'm not trying to CTA you guys too much, but, if you want to check that out, leave a comment, DM me on Instagram, anything you guys want. I'll respond to all of them. But I gave you plenty for free in this video, and I got plenty of other YouTube videos that give you quality free content as well. So feel free to check that out first, of course. Do your due diligence. But thank you guys. Subscribe if this gave you some value at all. Give me some criticism if it didn't, but it should have. And God bless. Get to work, everybody. Make sure you get to work and have a great rest of your guys' day.